Happy days.
Squeeze through here. A little bit different, sat on this little sofa.
It is, isn't it?
Yes. Look at that.
So at least we're not going to upset the poker boys though.
Have a word, yeah, that's true. Well, they can all come in and give us some shit later. I'm sure they're going to. Yeah. Fucking mate, back after.
Well, it's been a bit of a break, hasn't it?
Been a bit of a break. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's been good though. It's been a good break.
Been very nice.
I think I've had a nice. I've had a nice break. Work's been full on, and I've been fucking knackered in evenings, pushing wheelbarrows and digging holes. By the time you get home, last week I was thinking, please say you can't go. Please say you can't do it, because.
Did you over-celebrate? Did you over-celebrate a little bit on the Sunday night?
I would have fallen asleep this Sunday. No, so this Sunday was my nephew's birthday, and we'd gone out. I feel sorry for him actually. It was his 17th birthday, and they've had it at a social club in Scaneshill, and
that's just that way for me.
Yeah, so I said, yeah, we'll come definitely. So like as his mum's rung me up and said, will you come down? Yeah, we'll come. Yeah, I'll bring the boys. Yeah, they'll come. Yeah, Dad. Oh, don't, mate. I don't want to go. I want my Xbox. I said, no, ignore them. They'll come. And then I went, oh, what time is it? She said 3 o'clock. And I said, right. Well, we'll come for a couple of hours then. Right. I said, well, England's playing, isn't it? For kickoffs at 5. So she said, yeah, all right. Then she said, do you want me to come and pick you up so you can drink? I was fucking right. That'd be awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. So she ends up sending her brother, Manny, comes and picks me up. Boys and that, we get there. He's late, so he hasn't picked me up till 4 o'clock. So we walk in there, and the first thing, it's like 4:15, and we're like, what TV? What TV is it on? Like that, looking around like that. And then Nathan, whose birthday it is, he's coming, oh, Uncle John. And I yeah, mate, well done. I'm not even looking at him. Like, yeah, happy birthday.
Have a lovely birthday.
Yeah, lovely.
Where's
right.
the biggest telly?
I'll go and get the drinks in, boys. You sort the telly out. And then we turn the sound off, and then you've got moanies in the back. Oh, not all of us want to watch football, you know. And it's, it's just 5 o'clock. And I thought, oh, fucking hell. So we barely acknowledged him. I forgot. We've got this thing where like the kids are all older now, and getting them presents is a ball ache. So we just give them all 20. There's quite a few nieces and nephews in the family, so we just give them all 20 quid. Right, that's the law. That's the law. Yeah. That's it. But that Lisa gives ours 20 quid. Well, we give their 20 quid, and that's the law. That's how it is.
Take the stress out of it.
End of.
They don't get any shit.
Yeah, no one gets a bit more. No one gets a bit less. We all get 20 quid. However, I forgot to bring my wallet, so I paid for the beers with the 20 quid. so just to take the piss, I ended up giving him a quid. You know, like in the old days where your nan used to tuck a quid into your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, don't spend it all at once.
Don't spend it all at once, son.
Get yourself some sweeties.
Take the piss. The pool table was like £1.20.
Yeah, £1.20. Yeah. So I give him a quid. And then I still haven't had a phone. Normally I'd have had a phone call by now saying that I've got to give him 20 quid, but I haven't had one. So I'm sure this.
So just don't speak to him for the next year, and he'll forget.
Yeah, none of them watch this either. So I should be all right. But I felt bad. Like I felt bad afterwards, because then as well, we wanted to. I got to get home half time because Manny he's old Bill. He's a plod.
Oh.
Yeah, he's one of them. So, but he worked obviously it's like shift, so he's got to get home. So half time he took us back, and we watched the rest of it at home. And I did the. My son couldn't. My son is 15 years old, and he couldn't understand why when it went to penalties. I went from sitting watching the game to pacing up and down in front of the telly with a cushion in front of me, going like that, peering over it. So we did, son. You'll understand.
You don't really
I hope they never get it. I hope they don't understand. I hope he never gets that fear of penalties.
I felt quietly confident about the penalties when the players are on the pitch. On the first time ever watching England with penalties, and I was watching it at home. My missus was in the kitchen making a chilli, and she said, I can't watch the penalties. And she heard me in the lounge when Tony stepped up. I went, he's not going to miss. Tony never misses. She's like, shut the fuck up. What you?
Well, that's true.
And I did the same with Trent. I was like, no way, Trent's missing. No way.
I thought for Palmer to make a statement of why I should be on the pitch from fucking from the first minute of the game, to just go, give me the ball and walk up straight up there. I'll have it. Give it here. Walk up. First penalty. Bosh.
I know.
Have a bit of that.
Yeah.
And then walk off with as if he was playing down the park with his mates.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't walk off and just give it a bit of that.
Yeah, I loved Saka. Saka getting his penalty. I thought that was fucking super. I really want Saka coming up, and I was just like, he was the one out of all of them. I was like,
you were praying for him, weren't you? You're like,
praying he scored his.
Please.
I thought he did drag it a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's very split second.
It wasn't totally clean strike. I know what you mean, but the keeper's going the other way. You're like, oh yeah, you're
but
right.
Ivan Toney, I don't think could fit his balls in my wheelbarrow because
mate, no.
I don't know anyone that has got the fucking kahunas to just walk up like that, take a penalty without even looking. And it was almost like that. You remember that Ronaldinho look pass? It was almost like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's
not quite to that.
It goes against everything that you've been taught about football as a kid. Never ever, when you're striking the ball, never take your eye off the ball. And he's just looking at the keeper. The keeper must be thinking, "You're fucking mental, mate. You are," and he is. He's
and as much as we can congratulate all the penalty takers for making it, I think easy. I think they went up there super confident. They didn't change their minds. Bosh, every single one of them, penalty goes in.
Yeah.
You've also got to give the keeper his dues.
Yeah.
Because did enough to put the first penalty taker off.
He did a bit of a Martinez, didn't he? He was
messing around, walking up and down before he walked to the goal.
Yeah.
I've dropped my towel.
Yeah.
I'll pick my towel. He did all of that. He did all of that messing about. Tried to walk up to the referee straight away, was in front of him, going, "No, you're not walking up to the penalty spot. Get back."
Yeah, you don't do that.
And he goes, "What? Come on!" And he's doing a bit of all this sort of stuff.
He did his bit, didn't he? And that's experience. That's the experience coming through. I heard something in the week about him, about Pickford, another tournament, and he left his water bottle by the wrong goal or something, which had all his notes attached to it. And luckily the other keeper wasn't savvy enough to pick it up
and look at it.
Everyone was like, Jordan, he wore every instructions on there. You're like, oh no. I think he's learned a bit.
He's not the greatest keeper in the world, but as an England keeper, I love him. I love all that, he makes a good save or something happens and he's into the crowd and he's going, and he's doing all that
and
stuff.
he never stops talking, does he?
I love that.
I heard an interview with Guy Heat about him, and they were saying, he's in your ear a little bit, isn't he? And he went, he's a very quiet spoken man, and he was like, he went, it is a bit much. He said, but I do like him.
As an England fan, I love it. I love that bit of rowdiness. I keep seeing this stuff come up about Bellingham and the way his attitude is and this, that, and the other, and it's clickbait social media nonsense. But even that bit of stuff, I don't care. I like it as an English football supporter watching the game. It's only the likes of Good Morning Britain that go, we've got two people in to talk about this, and one's gay and the other one's a feminist, and we're going to talk about, do we think Bellingham should do this and be inappropriate, and everybody else is going, fucking come on, Bellingham.
Come on.
No one gives a fuck.
I know.
We don't care that he did this. Their fans don't care that he did this.
No one gives a shit. It's like, and
even the ones that were like, you fucking fuck off, you cunt. That's football fans. That's what we do.
Yeah.
If
exactly.
he walked past doing that, we'd be.
Exactly.
If someone scores against you and they walk past your end going like that, we yell at them. Foden.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
everyone hated Foden.
It's all part of it, isn't it? And it's like, you love it when it's your team and when it's your player doing it. You love it. actually, when someone does it to you, you're going to give it a little bit, but you get sort of go, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Another time.
Yeah.
Another time, you'll be the other way. But what was it Martinez did when Argentina won the Martinez or no? Hang on, Emi Martinez.
Who was
When
it?
he
Was
was-
it? Was that? Who was
it
it
was-
that did that? Oh, was it the wanker one?
I
I thought it was.
think
it was there?
I'm sure he did that, and that seemed to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, but that was back when.
And you just won
That
the
was a
World
while
Cup.
ago, though,
Yeah, yeah.
So that was before everyone, like, male and females in this sort of started using Tampax and growing vaginas because they're all a bunch of pussies. That was before that. Not that having a pussy or vagina or Tampax is anything wrong with that. We support all Tampax users, male and female.
All of them.
Male and female Tampax users. we support them all, but you are a bunch of pussies. This was before feelings got hurt by words. Don't like words. Don't like words. Words are not nice. But yeah, this was back in those days. This was back in the day when Gazza would jump on like this is the thing. I think Bellingham's got a bit of like attitude about him and stuff like that, but I think it's good in a good way. I think that having that person that they won't ever let on the mic is great. Like it that's what I like you do the interviews and we've got Southgate and we've got Kane that are always doing the I'll think yeah. So are you looking to be like top goal scorer in this? Are you looking to grow? Is it all part of the team? Well, yeah, part of the team. Yeah, I like They could basically do that. But you could basically put Southgate. You could remove Southgate and just play the tape of the first interview of him going, well, yeah, we need to do better.
Tournament football.
Yeah.
Tournament football.
Well, yeah. We need to progress. And then you could just have that, and then just replay it every time.
It's not about the way. It's not about the way you play. Apparently, it's not about the style of play. No. It's nothing to do with that. Tournament football.
Yeah.
Tournament
That was
football.
it. I'd love someone to just sit at the mic and go, whew, squeaky bum time there, wasn't it, lads?
Mate, I missed the days that Euro '96, the dentist chair.
Yeah.
Gazza,
Gazza.
Sheringham, pouring the come on,
After all the shit that you got, and then he turns up on the bus.
I know we didn't win it, so they got loads of shit, but
then he turns up on the sort of welcome home bus, and he's got like
his massive tits,
the tits and belly thing with the Gazza written across it.
Gazza.
Yeah, I loved all that. And the whole team, if you had the whole team like that, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't recommend that. It'd be shit.
You need
and then
a
you
few
would.
characters.
That's pushed too far. But when you've got that one character that's kind of like a little bit out, and you go, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like who's Man City left wing who didn't go to the tournament from he's Villa, isn't he?
Oh, Grealish.
Grealish,
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Grealish. I don't know why his name came out, mate, but
Yeah.
Grealish. I like the fact that when Grealish is going for interviews or there's like a little kid, like he'll make them wait and he'll go to the little kid.
Yeah.
He'll say things perhaps he shouldn't. He doesn't care about the media because it makes him one of us. It makes him normal. He's normal. He's made mistakes. He's got and he's the one that will go, no, you lot can wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and give my shirt to that little disabled girl and that kid, and and he'll go and see them first.
Forget his media trading for 5 minutes and just be a normal person.
I don't know whether it's his younger brother or nephew or I don't know, but there's someone in his family who's got learning disabilities.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So in his mind, everyone else can wait. Because these are more important, and I love that.
It's great.
Humanness about it.
It like you say, it makes him one of us, and you need a bit of that. With the Gazza thing, it was you need the Joker and the straight man, don't you? And it was Gascoigne and it was Lineker. Lineker was the straight man. You got Gazza calling him trophy ears. He used to call him. Brilliant.
But even Lineker, right? Lineker was close to being hated, right? He got all political on the beep. He started to get picked up on, and then comedians started we got the.
Well, he only got booed out, didn't he? Completely.
To be fair. Yeah, and he of course,
for having a point of view,
an opinion, but it's at the end of the day, it is paid for by the British public. So but he's saying well, it was Twitter and that's my private account, which is fair enough.
I agree. I think he's not.
And then he had
not a politician, is he?
He had
not a news presenter.
Gervais, was it Ricky Gervais taking the piss out of him, or he had some comedian start ripping him? He got loads. Started giving him a little bit of abuse.
Yeah.
But the one thing he did, which has basically turned it all around, is he started doing a podcast with Shearer and Big Meeks.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bit of swearing, there's some laughs, there's some jokes, and he's shown that human side of him again, and now everyone's back on his side. So it just goes to show how much if you just stay off Twitter and stop playing to the loud few, the many start to love you again, because they go, oh yeah, he's one of us again.
Yeah.
I think that's a massive point that I think just in general, people stick their noses in, especially as far as football fans go. We get told we're not supposed to be this and not supposed to be that. I mean, look at. So this is I don't know why, but they try and inject things over time, and they go. If you've noticed over the last sort of year or so, after international games, they've started playing Sweet Caroline at the end of the game when you win.
Yeah.
Instead of It's Coming Home, because It's Coming Home has got it's linked to a certain sort of, as they see anyway, a certain crowd, the beer swigging, English lout.
Yeah, and
so they've creeped it out by, instead of playing that at the end of the matches and leading up, now they're playing Sweet Caroline, because sweet Caroline, oh, we're all friends, we're all holding hands, isn't it lovely?
And everyone knows the
touching
words.
me, touching you.
Also, the football's coming home thing, it's too open to abuse from everyone, and it's you got all the Scotland, but which I quite liked, all the Scotland fans going, English are coming home and all that.
Yeah, but that's great, because look at what the Germans did in the year that it was the year that it was out, or the year after, when I think it was when they remixed it and did the next version. But the Germans won, I can't remember if it was a World Cup or the Euros, I think it was the Euros, and they're all out on there and they've got the trophy and they're all singing It's Coming Home, It's Coming Home. So it gets adopted by others, other countries as well, because it's such a fucking brilliant football song. But England have decided that it might be offensive to some people, and we think that it might be part of a culture that we don't want in the stands anymore. So we're going to play Sweet Caroline, which is great when there's 60,000 people doing it. They tried it with the that one.
Oh God! What we get after?
And then
embarrassingly after every victory.
Yeah.
At every football ground in the country.
Yeah.
When you've beaten Forest 1-0 on a Wednesday night, and he's just mate, there's barely anyone left here to even fucking do that.
Until.
And also, why are we getting so enthusiastic about beating Forest 1-0?
Notice why it's not played now. You know why it's not played now? Because the English fans adapted it to What's It on Fire and he's shagging Danny Dyer.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember who's shagging Danny Dyer now. What is it?
It is
Bowen.
Jared Bowen. Bowen's on fire.
Yeah, it used to be they put Vardy's on fire.
Yeah.
And then that went out, and then the Hammers fans started singing Bowen's on fire and he's shagging Danny Dyer.
Not Danny Dyer as in EastEnders. His daughter.
If he wants to shag Danny Dyer,
I mean, it's up to him. I'm not.
He wants,
but
I would assume it's the
female.
The Love Island Danny Dyer.
That one.
Have you heard the advert on the radio? I'm Danny Dyer. I like surf with perf and turf, and I say words that aren't right words, but it's like I sound good on social media. And that, so I think it's more radio or something like that, but every now and then we'll go, "Hi, I'm Danny Dyer." So we all start taking a mickey out of him and going, "Hi, I'm Danny Dyer. My dad's actor, so people know my name because it's the same as his name. I suck a dick on telly and now I'm famous. Surf."
Very famous.
You know, it's like that sort of stuff.
He's shaking Jared Bowen.
Jared Bowen, but
There you go.
again, notice not played in the stadiums at the moment, especially around England, because the good old English fans have turned it to Bowen's on fire and he's shagging Danny Dyer. So yeah, so that's it. They can't stay. They'll try and calm us down and stop us by doing this, but they can't fucking stop us because we're fucking England. We're free lions.
Never stop us.
They'll never stop us. We're free lions.
Never.
We're having it.
Especially on Wednesday against those Dutch.
How do you think it's gone so far? Are you on the side of we need more attractive football, or are you on the side of we're winning?
I'll be honest, at the beginning I was pretty much banging the same drums as everyone else. We need to do something different. We're playing too deep. I think he obviously changed it for the last game. He changed the formation. We were playing higher up the pitch. It was better. Still wasn't a masterclass of football, but it was better. And I think he's got to stick with that for the next game because it worked better.
Yeah.
But I've kind of succumbed over the period of the tournament to Southgate's rhetoric a little bit. That it's like, it's working. You know, we're through. We've won. I almost felt a bit sorry for him when he got interviewed after the game on Sunday.
I don't feel sorry for him.
I said almost, John, almost. But I just, because he has got a lot of stick. But we are winning, But I was giving him stick at the start, definitely, because it was just
my
not
thing
some
about
of its parts, was it? It wasn't good enough.
Yeah, no, definitely. But again, so this is my take on it, right? Nobody in their right mind, apart from the lower teams that are trying to get as many points as they can just to get to the final 16. If they can squeeze the final 16, then they've just got to go all out because, let's face it, they're not going to go any further than that. Yeah. Right? Georgia weren't going to go further than that. Turkey did amazingly well.
Oh, Turkey was brilliant. Yeah, I love watching Turkey.
But they're not. But they're a very young team.
Yeah.
They're very inexperienced. Yeah. They're not likely to go any further than that. They squeezed through, but that was their journey, right? You've got the
Austrians as well. They were brilliant.
Yeah, Austrians were good, but again, they went all out in the groups. Yeah. Because they need the points to get through. Because they might get one or two games results. Yeah. But they're not going any further than the quarters probably, right?
There were ballsy performances early on from those teams, and they were good to watch.
Whereas England, Spain, France, look at Argentina when they won the World Cup. Until they got into the last stages, people were talking about when the coach is going to get sacked because they were that bad. And then they went and won it. Yeah. Because there's levels. We're up a level, we're up a level, we're up a level. England, Spain, France, Portugal are not going to go all out in the group stages to get through.
You don't, because they don't have to. It's like you build it up.
What have we won? We've won two. We've won two and drawn one. So no matter what we're through, whatever. Yeah. Right, because they know don't kill yourselves, boys. Just go out and just get a result and job done.
And I get that to a certain extent, but I think like the last group game was the one where everyone's like, well, just a bit of a performance. Like, there's no need to sit back, really. There's no need to sit,
No, my big one was Denmark, where they score early and then they go deep and deeper and deeper and deeper, and that's uninspiring. It's garbage football.
But you play, and I agree with Southgate a little bit on this. You play what's in front of you, don't you? And I think I've heard people say about the game on Wednesday versus the Dutch. I think it's going to be. There's a lot of Premier League players in the Dutch side, similar sort of style as the Premier League.
goal
I think
scoring.
it's going to be
They've got
a bit
joint
more of a Premier League game. I think
two,
that'll suit
but
England.
they've got top
I think it will suit them.
two, but they have got joint top goal scorer of the competition so far. So we could
Yeah.
very easily, without even realising it, be 2-0 down at half time with a mountain to climb.
They're a dangerous side.
I
They
think
can be. I think it'll be an open
They've not come
game.
across. They've not come across. The one thing is they haven't come across defence like ours. I mean,
No.
we've had 1 goal scored against us the whole
but
competition.
It's tight, it's mean.
Right?
Yeah.
We've had 1 draw,
Yeah.
1 goal. Is
Yeah.
that right, or we've had 2?
No, Denmark. No, 2.
0-0
2.
draw. So we won. We won.
Hang on. 1-1 with Denmark.
Denmark was 1-1.
Slovakia.
Austria was what they scored the first goal.
Slovakia was 1-1. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So 2 goals. 2
So
goals.
we've had 2 goals against the whole tournament. So they haven't come across. So far, they've not come across defences like ours. They haven't come across a midfield like ours. That's going to just because we have done. That's one thing we have done really well in this. The one thing I was really worried about was defence before the competition, but it's what we've really excelled at so far.
Yeah.
Defensively, we've been really good. Cutting out, I'm loving the fact that they're just literally they're on any player that gets the ball, bang, they're on them. The only time that hasn't happened, we got a goal scored against us. So that I'm not really that worried about. What I'm worried about is, are we going to go and sit back like we have done, like fanny about with a defensive team and end up conceding a goal? And then the one thing about Southgate is changes have been reactionary. So we're reacting to a situation.
Yeah.
What we want to see, what England wants to see, is we want to see them get battered in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Be 2 goals up, and then coming up to half time or just after maybe 60 minutes, him reacting to us winning
and
2 goals up,
rather than
and then
chasing the
making
game.
it defensive.
Yeah.
Because I think against the Netherlands, and I would say it looks to me like Spain in the final. If we get through Netherlands, I think Spain.
The best team in the tournament
I think
so
Spain
far.
will beat France.
They're definitely the best
I
team
think
in the
France
tournament.
have been fairly poor and lucky to get through.
Yeah, they've been similar to
I
England.
mean, they can say similar to England.
Yeah.
I think we've been fairly lucky to get through,
Yeah.
and they've had a more difficult run. But I just think that when you're we're coming up against a team that's similar to us, like you just said. But I think that they are going to go right. In their minds, they're going to go, fucking let's destroy them before half time and kill them off before half time.
For the
So
Dutch,
we need
it's
to
the
do
first
that.
time in a semi-final for quite some time.
So they're going to go all
They've
out.
not been great
They're not
for
going
the
to be
last.
careful.
I think they'll go for it.
They're going to want to go for it, and that's where we can get them. So in that respect,
I think
Kane.
it'll suit England.
Right.
Oh,
So
Kane,
in that
definitely.
respect, Kane. So right. Talking about this, right? So we
I
both
wouldn't even start.
we both agreed that they're going to put loads of pressure on us, and we're going to have to absorb pressure from them.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
then we're going to have to be like once we get possession back, because we're good at getting possession back in our half.
We'll have to press the same way we did against the Swiss.
So once we've done that,
Get the ball back.
once we've done
quickly,
that,
and then we need a bit of pace.
right.
And
Where's it coming from?
Ollie Watkins.
Because it's not coming. Because it's not coming from Kane.
No,
and unless
no.
we've got someone like a target man like Ivan Toney to get up and nod him down for Kane,
Yeah.
when we're absorbing
It's-
pressure and have to hit him on the break,
Yeah.
where is that pace coming from? Because it's not coming from Kane. And I'll tell you why. Because one, he's not
He'll
fast
play him,
enough.
though.
Two, he's not on the last defender.
No, he's not.
When
He's
we're
not.
absorbing pressure, he's not up there. He's back there with defence.
He was like rightly, he was probably playing the team game, but vilified a bit for playing too deep, which he does a lot actually. He does it. He did it for Spurs in his later years, and he's doing it, and he does it to a certain extent for Bayern as well. But
But
in the
Spurs,
first
he had
few-
Song.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But in the first few games, he's done the same thing, and then according to the commentators on Sunday, they said, "Oh yeah, he stayed higher," and that was like, when you're damned by faint praise, he stayed higher was all they could say about Kane at half time. I'm like, Yeah, but he's done fuck all. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's done
stayed
fuck all.
higher, but he's done nothing.
I don't want. Actually, fuck him. Actually, I'm going to say I don't want to wish ill on anybody, but let's hope his injury is worse than what he originally thought.
I hope that
and he don't come on.
that water bottle really dug in a bit, and that that's going to keep him out for Wednesday.
I don't think he's played. I know he's played the Kane game. It's how he plays, but I still don't think. I think he's been laboured. So a player like Kane that goes around the pitch a lot more than what he's been showing to, and his movement is laboured and his attack is laboured, and it's almost like take him off.
But
give him a rest. Yeah, but all right, okay, but he's an important goal scorer.
He'll start.
Yeah, but he's an important
100%.
He's an important goal scorer for England, right? He's an important goal scorer for Brighton. He was an important goal scorer for Spurs. So, but he's obviously carrying an injury.
He is.
So why did he play him for the first 4 games? Why not play Tony or Ollie Watkins in the first 4 games?
Yeah, but he's one of those. Southgate's done this throughout his tenure in England, hasn't he? He's got these favourites, and I know people say, "Well, Maguire was one of his favourites, and he didn't." He hasn't taken Maguire, but I mean, that you can do irreparable damage to your career, which Maguire did by being shit for a very long time. And Kane was banging in goals at Bayern, so I sort of get why he stuck with him, but he's not the right man for that game, in my opinion. But you know that Southgate, the way he is, he'll pick him.
Yeah, of course he will.
To our advantage, the Dutch haven't taken their best midfielder, who has now signed for Albion as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, and
so that's their fuck up.
Yeah, Albion have spent some money. Yeah. 30 million on
30 million on the Newcastle lad who hasn't even played in the Premier League.
And they've just bought Arsenal. They bought a young lad from Arsenal.
The kiddie from Arsenal.
Yeah. Still not a goal scorer there.
Well, he was banging. No, the young kid was banging in goals for Arsenal under 21s, and Jan Tuba. Forgive me for not exactly knowing his name, but he hasn't kicked a ball for a or even Newcastle, to be fair.
Yeah, he's foreign and we're drinking. We're not going to get his name right.
He scored a lot of goals for Feyenoord. He looks good. So I'm quite excited.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about that.
And the Dutch guy, Weaver, he's a monster.
Yeah.
When you see a player's heat map.
Yeah.
Look at Weaver's heat map. It looks like a fucking angry child who's just drawn in the pitch with a fucking red crayon. It's like.
I think. Well, I was talking about this today with Matt at work, and we were saying, look, let's face it. Look, as the type of the type of club we are, the finances and all those things, the money's going to be spent on shoring a bit of stability in certain areas. As far as goal scorers goes, like I said to him, you're either getting some young dynamo kid from some Brazilian team or some South American or Italian team or something like that hasn't quite broke through, but you can see that he's got
the rough
diamond. The rough diamond. Or you spend 60 million plus.
Yeah, that's it. Which we're not.
Brighton aren't spending 60 million plus on a player, so it looks like we're going to be. We're going for the youngsters. You can see it clearly that he's going for that. I haven't heard anything about injuries at the moment. So injuries. Have we heard anything about that? News on any Brighton players about injuries?
Well, Matoma's going to be fine for the start of the season. I'm led to believe Matoma is fine.
Yeah.
Solly March definitely not starting the season.
What's the injury then?
It was cruciate.
And he's definitely not starting.
No, so he was they even said that when he did it. I think it was against.
Has he had the surgery?
He said he had surgery within a week, but they said
this is a long. Got to have 2 surgeries.
This is a long rehabilitation. I mean, look at Modder was 2 years. It depends on the extent of it, but it's not looking good for March. But on the plus side of that, we have got about 10 wingers now. So
that's true.
We're collecting them. We're just
so with the other thing we were saying is that we think that we don't think it's going to happen, but we're hoping that we want Ferguson out on loan to a good Championship side. Just not he doesn't need the he's got the experience. We don't want him. It's not for the experience. We want him to go there because we want him to get his confidence up.
Bang
If he can go,
needs to bang in like
if he can go to a good
goals.
Championship side,
yeah.
and smash in 15 to 20 goals in next season,
Yeah.
he is going to be buzzing off his tits. He's going to come back.
Yeah.
You know, he's still young. So
Yeah,
he's still
exactly.
got plenty of time. So we're really hoping. I don't hope he has a bad season. I hope he has a good season.
Yeah.
But what I'm really hoping is I hope he's allowed to go out on loan for 6 months, or half a season or whatever it is. I hope he goes out on loan.
Yeah,
I really
loan,
do, because
with
I
option
really
to
feel
recall
for him.
But yeah,
Yeah, the option to recall him.
He needs confidence.
But he could go and he could, if he went to Leeds, West Brom, any teams like that, he'd smash in 15 to 20 goals for them, and all the confidence in the world to come back. And it's not an easy league. We're not sending him off to the Scottish Premier League. We're sending him off to a good league which is like the Championship.
Yeah.
It's a really competitive league.
It is.
So he'll know he's got to work for those goals. He'll come back all guns blazing. I think it will do him the world of good.
I was talking to a Leeds mate about.
Or you
about
could
that.
send him off to either Rangers or Celtic, and he could smash in 40 goals because there's no other, because everyone else in Scotland's shit.
I mean, even Abdullah Sima, he managed to score like 15 or something. I mean, to be fair, we haven't actually seen him play, but he went to Stoke, didn't he? So he went to Stoke on loan and scored fuck all. I know he had a few problems with injuries, but then suddenly he goes to Rangers and he's brilliant. He scored 15 goals. He's the best in
Yeah,
the
but
Scottish
Scottish football's like, people were arguing
Rangers.
that there was a time when people were saying that the Rangers and Celtic should be in the Premier League, and
I know
by
it was
my
mooted.
standards, I'm looking at if they combine the leagues. If you took out the Scottish leagues and combined the leagues, there's two teams that might end up lower end of the Championship, and that's Celtic and Rangers.
Celtic and Rangers, yeah.
Maybe the likes of Hearts or Kilmarnock
Yeah.
might be fighting somewhere to get into the Championship at this. But if you were to take those teams and transfer them into the English leagues, like they did with the Welsh, you had Swansea. That was it. That was it. You had Swansea. Managed to do a bit. I can't think of another team.
For a season.
Well,
Didn't Cardiff get in the Premier League for a season?
Didn't Cardiff
Season?
get there? They were
Or-
in Championship, weren't they? Cardiff
They-
got into the
they-
Championship, but
Yeah,
I don't think they ever got into
did
the
they
Premier
not,
League.
Did they not have a season
No,
in the Premier League?
Swansea. That was it.
Swansea did definitely get in the Premier League. I know that. I'm going to have to.
Yeah,
we'll
so
research-
but they would have the
But
same thing.
it's the
with
same
with the
issue.
same thing.
Same
They would
issue,
have the
yeah.
same issue with
Yeah.
the Scots if they combine leagues,
Right.
and dissolve their league, combine with the English leagues. You would have two low to mid-table Championship teams, and the rest would be fucking scattered down the division.
Yeah.
I don't see any of them being Premier League.
To be fair, for the Scottish League, it might actually make it better because then you've got a competitive league that doesn't have just two teams that are going to fight it out for.
I think
to win the league every year, but
I think the Scottish have got a good competitive league. I know there's the top two teams, but they can get beat. So I think they've got a good competitive league in their own right. They've done some, they've had sometimes one of the two of the teams will have a decent-ish run in Europe, and I think that but let's face it, it's a much smaller league. It's not as big as the Premier League. It's not got the budgets of the Premier League, and it's not and it's not gonna. It doesn't. You might get a few decent players sort of jump backwards and forwards towards their end of their career and going, or some decent young startups. But in general,
it's not great, is it?
it's not the best leagues. But anyway, I don't know how we got onto that. Me taking the piss out of Scottish leagues. But anyway, I like the Scots and I like the Scottish League, and I think that they'll do well, and I think they should stick to what they've got. I don't think that there should be any pressure for any teams to join there, because it'll water it down as well. They think it'll make it better and there'll be more money in it, but it won't. It'll water it down and it'll make it more English, and that's the Scottish would fucking hate that. The Scottish, that's the one thing the Scots would fucking hate if it was their league was made more English.
Yeah, they'd really.
That's the one thing they'd hate.
At all.
So I think it's a good. We look forward to certain games. We look forward to the Kilmarnock games. We look forward to the Hearts games. Yeah. We look forward to the Old Firm, and it spreads worldwide, the Old Firm. So I think that's definitely something that, if I was a Scot anyway, and there was talk about, absorbing the league, I'd be fucking fuming.
They were never part of the Super League plan, were they? I don't think.
No, there was no.
I don't think they were. There was that was all Man City, Liverpool. It was basically sort of established top 6 Premier League teams when they were talking about that, and that's still like not gone completely off the boil. Although fans reacted badly to it quite rightly and just went, no, fuck that. We don't want to play.
Definitely.
We don't want to play Dortmund away on a Tuesday because that's it's expensive enough to get to fucking Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the fucking injuries that these clubs have had over the last couple of years from the amount of football that is played. England's the only, I think anyway. I don't know if I'm right on this, but I think I am. Isn't England the only league in Europe that doesn't have a winter break?
Oh, the winter break, yeah.
We literally,
it is
and then you've got we'll finish this tournament, Nations Cup.
Yeah.
You've got the Nations on next. Then we'll finish that, and then it'll
to death.
Yeah, and then we'll start with the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. So we'll be going. Then there'll be the friendlies in between that, and in between that you've got Premier League. Then you've got the Europe, we got the
Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League now as well. League Cup, FA Cup.
And you think, fucking now, come on.
I know everyone's got big squads, but it is.
Yeah, fucking come on. Have a word.
And then everyone complains, as they have done this season. It's like, why is everyone getting so many injuries? Like,
yeah, why is Kane so fucking?
I've got my own theories about it.
Why does everyone look so knackered all the
stuff
time?
Like that? But it's like, fuck. I think we talked about that in the Lost episode.
We don't mention that.
No, I'm sorry. No, there was no Lost episode. Sorry.
There's no
There's
no mention of us sitting down for an hour and 15 minutes talking about football, and then some knobhead. I'm not a grass, so I'm not gonna say who it was. I'm not gonna grass him up.
I'll remain completely neutral about this.
Some absolute dingleberry didn't press record, so we had a Lost episode where we sat, and it was a really good episode where we basically slagged off women's football for 45 minutes and then talked about some other things.
There was some other stuff.
Some other stuff for half an hour. Yeah. But an hour and 15 minutes.
We definitely ran over. We definitely went over. It was quite, we were quite pleased with ourselves.
And some dickhead, which we're not going to name names because that would be unfair, and we're not grasses. I ain't a grass. I ain't saying who it was, but some knobhead forgot to press record.
So that was that, really. We had a good chat though, and a couple of beers. It was
alright. Yeah, the Lost episode. If you ever hear us say the Lost episode, that's what it was.
That's what
it was. Basically 45 minutes of slagging off English women's football. Well, you trying to be like in the middle on the fence, and me just outright saying shit.
Yeah. I mean, you'll never see it, so it doesn't matter. But
Yeah, but don't worry, because Jill what's her face thinks. Jill Scott in when I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out. That's what started it off. Jill Scott and I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. They had this question where it was like, what got the most views on TV, the most viewing figures? Was it the Queen's funeral, the men's Euros, or the women's Euros? And they went for the women's final in the Euros. And because it was Jill Scott that was sat there in the it was that thing where the bloke, look, it's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. They have to go and do a thing, then they go to a hut, and then an Aussie says, ring this person, and they ask a question in the phone box, and then they get a treat, which between 15 of them is normally a cracker,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
one gummy bear to share between 15 of them or something, right? So it's all nonsense anyway. Quite frankly, if they
important to get
and
the
they
person
always
right.
choose chocolate, and I hate chocolate. I'm not a fan of chocolate. I don't really like it.
Especially in the jungle.
So I'd be like, oh fuck yourself. I don't want like
Lucozade.
a fucking bit of chocolate that, you know. Anyway, so Jill Scott, they asked the question, and Jill Scott manages to convince a jungle full of men, including, might I add, Chris Moyles, who is a massive Leeds fan, a massive football fan, and should have stopped her right in her tracks when she was saying, "Oh no, I think I heard, didn't I, that we beat the men on the thing. I think it were us, like." And she was that, she sort of came over quite confident, but she came over confident in the way a woman comes over confident when she hasn't got a fucking clue what she's talking about, and she just wants people to try and believe her. Because
it worked, didn't it? They all went,
it worked because none of them had the balls
in Moylesy
to turn around and
They
go,
must have been really fucking hungry as well.
yeah. And they go, well, he's not fat anymore, he's skinny.
That's because he went in the jungle.
Yeah, no, he was skinny.
Because he got the fucking answer.
No. When he stopped getting paid all that money at Radio 1, he lost a load of weight because everyone called him like fat and this, that. But anyway, I think I love Chris Moyles. I'm not going to say a bad word against him. Apart from the fact he's got no bollocks because he didn't stand up to fucking Jill, what's her face, because she said she had the fucking audacity to say that women's finals in the Euros got more views than the men's final, and none of them just turned around and went, "Shut the fuck up, Jill. You're talking bollocks." There's no way that the women's I can't even. Well, we were in the final, weren't we? And we won it late in it. Yeah, you might have been. But there's only 25 people watch your fucking game. And there's 6.8 billion people that watch men's football, so you've got no chance. And I was right, because, not because I'm amazing and I'm so intelligent and I was right. I was right because it was really fucking obvious. It went men's game, Queen, women's game, right? Because men's game,
I mean,
it's football. It's men's football.
Generally, I mean,
Nothing ever comes close to the money and the stuff that. But
I'd have gone Queen's funeral above the women's Euro final. To be honest with you,
that's what it was.
It was the Queen's funeral.
It was men's football.
Oh,
men's football came first.
I'd have got half a packet of fucking skips.
Yeah,
as
men's football came first. That was the top. So that was the answer. Men's football.
Right, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Men's Euros fine. Right? The second was Queen's funeral.
Yeah.
Right? The third
was
when it went back to Ant and Dec. Ant and Dec, I don't know which one I am, but these is what they was like. And they basically say what it was after they fucked it up, and they tell you what the thing. And they said the actual viewing figures. The men's final was double what both the others were, like double. It was and they knew, the people that came up with that question went, Jill's in the jungle. They'll all think she'll have the balls, the audacity to say that it was the women's, and they'll all go with it because they'll all be too scared to. And then they'll lose, and that makes them hungry, and then we get better viewing figures because they're all ratty with each other.
It's production genius, to be honest.
Production genius.
It is.
Let's give a question that a woman thinks she knows the answer to, and then everyone will lose. And then everyone lost. So that's what we were talking about. That's why it came up anyway. That's why the whole women's football thing came up with and we were talking about the new stadium. So two things.
Yes, we were.
Two things I'm really excited about.
Yes.
Right. Two things I'm really excited about is, I'm really excited about the fan zone. Have you seen
the pictures of it though?
No, I can't. I'm not going to. Is it behind?
It's a fucking building site.
Yeah, but they've got time. They've still got time.
Not a long time.
Yeah, it'll work itself out. But anyway, when it comes along, I'm really excited about the fan zone. I think that's a that'll be an amazing addition to the club and the stadium.
It will be good when it's done.
I think it'll be really good.
I fear we might be waiting a little bit.
Well, maybe, but when it comes,
It'll be great.
And then secondly, what I'm really excited about is my season ticket price is going up so that they can pay for the women's stadium that no one will go to. Oh, sorry, I'll take that back. I'm going to take that back. I apologise. Some people will go to that stadium. They'll go to that stadium to watch the Brighton men's youth team because that's where they'll be playing. So the under 15s and the under 16s, they'll all be playing there as well. So people will go to watch that football. So at least it'll get used. At least it'll get used.
When's it even?
For corporate events.
Events.
Yeah, and then that's where the money will come from. But otherwise, no one's gonna fucking go and watch it because it's women's football and no one gives a fuck. And you can't blame me for it because it's the women that don't give a fuck.
Very true.
So anyway, I think that's. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the fan zone, and I'm really looking forward to my season ticket prices going up so I can pay for women's football. Definitely.
That's gone up a bit as well, isn't it? What do you think about the new gaffer? We haven't talked about that.
I think he's quite young, isn't he?
We've not talked about him.
I don't like
because we've had a break, haven't we? So we didn't.
Yeah.
It's sort of all, I know. So I think the last time we talked about the manager or managerial position was just after De Zerbi left, and we were still speculating about who we're going to get. All these, and Hösler was not even on the radar, was it? He wasn't even close.
After a couple of episodes before that, sitting there and saying De Zerbi's not going now. We're quite confident De Zerbi's definitely not going. And then the following week he says I'm going.
Yeah.
So there was that.
That sometimes content just doesn't live long, mate. It's just it's part of the game. But
and we're idiots that drink beer and talk about football. We really have no idea. But it's just opinions.
At the time,
women's football might be brilliant, but I don't know. I don't watch it.
Could be.
No one does.
We talked about. I'm just trying to get him off the subject of women's football.
Go on. Anyway, you're saying.
So we talked about Kieran McKenna because he was like one of the front runners, didn't we?
Yeah.
And so, and I think we both sat here and we agreed. We went, McKenna, good manager, but don't want him to come to Brighton because why the fuck would he leave the club that he's just got? Double promotion. Why would he do that? And that's.
I wouldn't want if he's going to ditch them like that. He'll ditch us like that.
That's the thing, right?
And I don't want a manager like that.
And so, I'm excited about Hösler, and I think he'd be a good manager for Brighton. I think he's a good fit. But that's the one thing that I'm because he's kind of done the same thing. Because he got St. Pauli promoted to the Bundesliga. All right, it wasn't there as long. It wasn't a double promotion, but he did that and then went, I'm off. I'm done. As soon as the offer came in, I get it because it's the Premier League. Yeah, it's a big attraction, but it's kind of similar situation to McKenna, where he's gone.
The good thing is he's
should have maybe stayed there for a year.
It's the double-sided. It's the double-edged sword because the good thing is he's young, so he's hungry to prove himself.
Yeah.
The bad thing is he's young, and he doesn't have the experience.
No, he doesn't.
So you've got that. So you can go. So I've heard a lot of people go, well, yeah, but he's young and he's hungry and he wants to prove himself. And then you've got the other people go, he's young
to prove himself, though, isn't it?
And he's got to prove himself. He's going to make mistakes. And he hasn't got. So I think his success will 100% depend on his backroom staff.
Yeah.
So I think that the staff that he has around him, I can't see how he's going to bollock a player as a manager that's the same age as the player.
Or younger.
In
some cases.
Or younger. Yeah, well, Milner's what?
Milner's
48?
You might be doing him a slight disservice there.
Well, he runs. He can get around the pitch like a 35-year-old, but
good.
he looks like he's 48.
He apparently won the bleep test at Liverpool pre-season every year, which is beating all the youngsters. Don't think he can do it now, obviously, but he's kept himself. He's kept himself
tip-top.
Good, isn't he? But
For a 48-year-old.
I know what you mean, though.
No, anyway, no, I'm joking. No, I love me on this, and I hate Liverpool. So
there is a question mark
I
about.
can't stand Liverpool. So for me, I do think that it's his. I think he surrounds himself with the right people.
Yeah. And
he's got all the chance in the world to make a statement at Brighton, because that's what he's aiming to do. Yeah. He's gone from a German team that's got promotion, and he's got this opportunity now to come into the Premier League, which, no offence to the Bundesliga, but it's not the Premier League.
No.
Right? He's got a choice to come into a top half team in the Premier League and make a real statement.
Yeah.
So as a young bloke, what we've got to appreciate is that we might have him for the next 3 years. Right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, if he does,
I think he's got to aim for the same as, basically he's got to aim top 10 or above. Right? Everyone wants to win it. We could go, we're always aiming to win. Yeah, everyone's always aiming to win. Yeah. You're always aiming to win, but don't forget, Man City are always aiming to win. Liverpool are always aiming to win. So we're all aiming to win.
Money.
So what we've got to do is get behind this manager and support him, and see what changes he makes to the way we're playing in the teams.
I'm excited by what he's had to say, by what he's saying about the style of play. I've done a bit of research on his.
We didn't have any
sets up at St. Pauli. He's defensively, I think, a little bit more astute than we've had. That was a criticism that was aimed at De Zerbi, wasn't it?
Maybe not Potter though.
No,
it was quite defensive.
In the last couple of years with De Zerbi, he was. We had a few smacking defeats, didn't we? And I don't see Ursula as being that kind of coach. Also scores a lot more goals from set pieces, what St. Pauli did.
Yeah.
So there's a few positive signs, but like you say, it's the Premier League. Yeah. It's a different beast. So we'll see. I think he didn't do himself any favours by turning up at his first press conference. Did you see his haircut at the first press conference?
No.
Oh mate, I know. It was. He had quite a good quiff going on, the geezer, and he turned up at the first press conference with a bowl haircut. There was a picture of him alongside Jim Carrey in one of his films, and everyone was taking a piss out of him. He was like, "What the fuck, mate?
You here to play poker?"
That's why we set up over here.
Yeah, that's why we're over here tonight. So we keep getting kicks out of the way.
We don't want to get kicked off at 4:15. But yeah, it was terrible, mate, honestly. My mate Room is a barber in Brighton, where quite a lot of the Brighton players go and get their hair cut. Welbeck was in there the other week, and as soon as I saw it at the press conference, I messaged Room and I was like, I sent him the picture. I said, "You've got to sort this guy's barnet out, mate. You've got to do it." And he texts me back. He goes, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Room, Room, if you're watching, it's the fucking Brighton manager, mate."
I cut my own hair,
and he won't be watching, by the way, but.
No, I cut my own hair, right? So every now and then, I have to have a barber do it, so that I can follow his cut, and then I can do it. So I get the. Is this a lockdown thing? You started doing No.
You did it before that.
No, I did it when I was in the army.
Okay.
I started doing it when I was in the army.
But that's easy though, and you just go.
No.
All off, no.
Hey, you're tiny, brother. Look. Check it out, mate. Check the fade out, bro. I mean, tiny.
I have to say, it is pretty good.
Right, so I cut my own hair, and I found out.
You must have a lot of
David
mirrors.
Bentley cut his. No.
Like side,
one mirror.
Back mirrors. Side, no? How do you do the back?
One mirror. What? How do I do the back?
Do you not do? If you not got the opening mirror in the bathroom cabinet where you have to.
No. I know the shape of the back of my head now, so I can just sort of follow and flick the rest. So anyway. Then I found out David Bentley.
If you're watching, mate, you've got competition.
I can't cut anyone else's hair, trust me. I can just cut my own. And then I found out David Bentley the old.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
He's the one who poured the bucket of water over Redknapp
Yeah.
that time, and he never played for Spurs again.
Never played for Spurs again. He cuts. He's never been to a barber in his life. He cuts his own hair. And he's quite tidy cut along.
Yeah. Fair
But
dues.
yeah, no,
Fair dues.
I've never been to a barber. I go to a barber like a couple of times a year maybe, because they'll do like a proper cut, and then it will get the shape, and then I can just follow that each time, and then yeah, so I might do it like once a month, once every 5 weeks. I'll just trim my own barnet.
Fair dues. I mean, save a bit of money.
Mate, when you've got the talent of me, when you're as good as me at thing, I'm just good at everything. I can pick stuff up. Like, no, I'm joking. No, I started in the army.
And obviously, you modelled your haircut on Adam and Lana.
Did I? I don't think I look like Lana, but no, I've had the same haircut since I was about. So I had like hair like that because I was in the 90s. So I grew up in the 90s until about 98 with curtains. And then I went from that, I cut it all, I had it all cut off, and I had like high and tight with spiky and this, that and the other, chopped into, I want it chopped into the thighs. And I wore like things like loafers with no socks and things like that because I'm a dick.
I hate people who wear no socks.
I'm not now, but this is before. Yeah, I used to wear. I was one of them that wore a suit with no socks. So I was doing that. So I wanted to have my hair like fashionable then. Fashion's changed in the early 2000s. So I did all that, and then when I joined the army, me and my mate just kept cutting our own hair until eventually it would sort of come out alright. I would start mine and he'd just sort of finish it off doing around like the ears and the neck now. He'd start doing his and I'd finish his off.
Yeah.
And that was it. And
Maybe
then
this is what Fabio did.
it just got easier and easier until eventually I look fucking, my hair cuts are fucking tight, man. Tight, bro. And they look fucking, me, my cut is tight, bro. My cut is tight, innit? Yeah, and that's it really. I still fold my sleeves up on my t-shirts because I've always done that. I used to have a packet of fags tucked in them.
I do.
Like
As well.
the night.
I do. But I did it the other day. Look, I did it on this the other day. And my missus actually said to me, she went, you can't fold your sleeves up on this top. She said, because you can see all the fluff. And she's right, so now I'm just sort of,
right.
but it's a football top, so I can just put them up. Just put them up.
It's got the...
Exactly.
Really? And notice how when he did that, he went, what I'm trying to do is...
Check it out, come on.
What I do is like to pull this... He was doing all that, did you not notice? Rewind it and you'll see. But yeah. Well, look, I've really enjoyed the Euros so far, even though I've not been entirely happy with the way we've played. But I don't care.
We're in the semis.
History remembers the winners,
We're in
mate.
the semis Wednesday night.
Winners write the histories. They're winners, mate. No one's going to care that we played exciting football and got knocked out against the Netherlands. What they're going to care about is that we got through to the final and won it. And that's what we've got to aim for. And I don't like Southgate, and I won't like it even if he takes us to win the... My opinion will still be it's the players that won it. Southgate was shit. I don't like him as a manager, he's boring. I don't like him as a person, he's boring.
He's going to go. Whatever happens,
he needs to go.
You know that.
And the FA are only going to get the yes man in, so why not Potter? I think Potter is the man for me to take over England. A lot of people were saying Mourinho, because Mourinho's always wanted to, but he wants to do the job, but he's not going to get given the job because he's too opinionated.
They won't have him. And he's just taken on Fenerbahce, and he's just gone to Fenerbahce. I'll give him 6 months there, though. And then,
What was what's his face? It used to be Liverpool's manager before
Klopp.
Before Klopp.
Oh, before Klopp. Roy Hodgson. That was getting back a bit far.
We had Roy Hodgson, didn't we? Burnley manager. What was that?
Dyche.
Sean Dyche. Scott.
there's not many. For me, there's not many outstanding candidates.
He's good.
Klopp
wouldn't do it.
Klopp would be the one. He
Yeah, but
wouldn't do
He wouldn't do it.
Like, people were talking about,
Klopp's German, isn't he?
He's German, yeah. I know, controversial.
Come on, mate.
There are lots of far ranges now. But was it Ivory Coast in the AFCON? They sacked their manager, didn't they? Like 4 in. Just come on. Stay with me. They set the manager 4 into the competition, and they fucking won it. They got a mid competition, and I've heard
never heard that before.
I heard people quoting this after England's group games, and they were going, "Get rid of Southgate. Get rid of him now, and bring Klopp in." Now, personally,
I think Ivory Coast were lucky in that case. I think that's the worst thing you could do.
I don't think it would work.
I think it's the worst thing you can do because it doesn't matter what we all say. The England team love him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, they're fully behind him. So if you take him out of the equation, then
to the way they're playing.
If they were against him, I would.
Oh, you'd know about it. If the team weren't with him, and they are now. There is a togetherness about it. You saw the way that they celebrated the penalty win, and the coaching staff, the players, the managers, everyone involved.
Yeah.
There is a togetherness there, and I think there's something in this sort of siege mentality idea that was talked about in the press after he got so much stick, in the first few games.
Yeah.
But we're still winning. And
I think
it might just carry us through, or by the end of Wednesday we might all be fucking crying and
I think
we'll see.
I'm hoping it. Like I said earlier, I'm hoping Kane's injured. I'm hoping he's injured. Because I really think we need to build that pace up. I think we need that push up the front, and I think that someone finding space. He's not finding space like he normally does. I built Kane up so much. For me, Kane is like is this generation's Gary Lineker. Like goal poacher, finds the space, always in the right.
Yeah,
Mate,
exactly.
In that last game,
he's not reliant on pace, or doesn't
that
generally
last,
have to be.
Yeah, that last game. When I was watching Kane and watched how many times he lost possession, how many times he got bullied off the ball, how many times he missed the pass.
Totally different player.
Like, I mean, we are starting to get a bit pissed off that Pickford's got the most completed passes when it comes down to stats. That's starting to annoy me slightly. Because we were watching the what the last game? What was the game before that?
Slovakia, yeah.
And the Denmark game.
Denmark was last game.
And we were getting so bored that when anyone got the ball, we were, like when like say Saka gets the ball and he's going down like the left wing, or Walker gets the ball and he's going down the left wing, and people are screaming, going, Foden's open, he's open, passing him. When they do that, every time they got the ball and went slightly up the pitch, me and my boys were shouting at the thing, go, the keeper's open, he's open, why haven't you passed to him? Because we're just taking a piss because the ball just goes out and then pass back, pass back. And even the last game, we knew that that's when we were starting to take the piss, saying that we ought to look at the stats really, because I'm sure that he's got the most completed passes in the England team.
He probably has, and we still even though we were further forward, pressing a bit more.
Only when he made the changes, though. He made the changes earlier than what he normally does.
Still reverted to type a little bit in that game and sat back a little bit, but
that was okay.
But you look at those sort of key moments. The Switzerland game. They hit the post in a minute to go one more time, and you're like, fuck, right, we got away with that one. I was thinking we were kind of getting on top of the game.
And there was some long distance shots that a better team with some like worldy players might have hit that like a Stupian shot from outside the box, but
you're playing, it's dangerous.
That a Stupian style like
playing.
And
when you sit
alright, we've been up against some teams that they'll try their luck outside the box, but they're not going to their chances of getting them are less. you go against Spain, and you've got the players that Spain have got, and they get the space outside the box, and they hit one, and it whoops round into the top corner. Like I said, Netherlands have got that. We could be 2-0 down before half time, and we've got a mountain to climb, and we haven't got the balls to climb it. We've got the players, but we haven't got the bollocks to do it. No. He's not going to make the changes. He's going, oh no, we better go. We've had 2 goals. That means we're not defensive enough.
That's the problem.
We've had 2 goals scored against us. That means we haven't got a good enough defence. So I'm going to make it more defensive. It's not the Premier League. We're not looking for points. We're looking to bash them. So let's hope that happens.
Bloody thing.
Yeah. Anyway, my birthday on Thursday.
Is it?
Yeah.
This Thursday coming up.
This Thursday, so it'll be a good birthday.
You might be really depressed, slightly hungover probably from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hopefully you might be really excited. Looking forward to the final on Sunday.
To be honest, to be perfectly honest, until the missus told me it was my birthday on the weekend, I didn't even know. I completely I've been really busy. Everything's been going on.
There's a certain age when that happens.
And then she's saying, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "No, not really." What the
20
quid? Well, the stuff I want, £1. Yeah, just get the stuff I want. We've got this thing right where I don't kind of like. I don't like birthday cards and any kind of card. I don't like this whole thing of like. I think we've been tricked into buying cards to say, like, to put a message across. Christmas cards, fucking big waste of time ever. Biggest waste of money.
Oh no,
they go straight in the bin, right? There's no point. And then they go down the recycling centre and they get squished down. They get made into a birthday card, and then that gets squished down. And it's made into a congratulations card, and then that gets squished down and says sorry, your husband's dead card. Yeah, right. So I hate cards. So I always say to the missus, instead of spending the money on a card, just get me a scratch card, or because at least then I've got the opportunity of winning something.
This is true.
And if I don't win anything, it doesn't matter. I know you cared enough to get me a card. Yeah. So she said she loves cards, so she saves like the kid's first birthday.
Oh yeah,
all that shit, right? And she saved her first Mother's Day card, and she got this card, and I get this card, and she puts them all up everywhere. And then they're up there for a day, and then they all get in the
box in the loft.
Yeah. So she loves a card, and I keep saying to her, "Don't buy me a card, buy me a scratch card, right? Because at least I've got the opportunity to win something on a scratch card."
I get it. But if you want happy birthday on a scratch card, does it void it?
I'm
not saying she will, but
she can say happy birthday. Give it to me. It means as much to me as writing it down. I don't care if it's written down or whether she says it. So anyway, so she said, "All right, fine." Comes down to my birthday. What has she done? She's got me a scratch card, and she's put it in a birthday card and given it to me. And I said, I told you about this cards thing, and I've opened it up, and it's got a scratch card in it. It's got the price on the back of the card, on a little sticker, £2. So when I've turned it like that to look at the card, I've gone, so basically you could have bought me 2 scratch cards. And so we've got this thing now that she just doesn't buy me cards. So she said, "What do you want?" Anything I can afford, I've already got. Anything we can't afford, I'm not going to say because what's the point? Yeah. So the things that we can't afford, that's I appreciate. I'm not going to get those things, so there's no point me saying. The things that we can afford, I've gone and bought them already.
Yeah.
I've already got. I went out last week and ordered it online, or I bought it a month ago, or whatever. So and she said, "What do you want?" And I said, "Glaze over it, forget about it, put the money away, and then we'll spend it when we're going on holiday." We're going on holiday.
You're away in August.
In August, we're going on holiday to Turkey, and Turkey used to be cheap, but now it's not so cheap.
I know, we just got back.
Yeah, so it's a bit more expensive nowadays. We're lucky because we're staying with friends out there. We've been going out there for 25 odd years. My mum lived out there, and the stepdad still lives out there. And so we're all right, but I'd rather go all out and not have to worry about my holiday. But she won't do that. She will get me something.
She won't say.
So I'm trying to think of something that I want, but it's not going to cost a lot. But I'm really going to love opening. And the only thing I can think of is a new set of levels. My levels are a bit beaten up today.
She's not going to get you there.
My levels are a bit beaten up every now and then. Now I want the Stabilia R Pro R levels, right? Anyone that knows about levels, I'm gonna get geeky now. Anyone that knows about levels knows about this Stabilia Pro R, right? And it's got like a kind of R shape.
She's not watching.
And they've got amazing. But other people might be. No one's watching. But anyway, these levels, they're about 250 quid for the set. And I just want, I think a decent set of ox levels is about 80 quid. That's what I want. A nice set of ox levels. They're a decent brand now.
Set this out very, very clearly. I think you should. I think you should get a
tradies, man. No, tradies will know. Like my missus is like, "What do you want?" And I'll say, "Oh, I could do with some more DeWalt batteries," and she'll go, "Well, that's a work thing. Well, I want something for you." Like, yeah, but they're the things that, mate. When I get these DeWalt, mine are all 4 and 5 amp batteries, but you can get like 9 amp and 10 amp and 20 amp. But you can get these big amp batteries now. They're very expensive, but you can get them now. And I'm like,
you want it,
think about the thing through like the 90s and the late 90s, early 2000s, right? Was like the whole thing of a woman was like this like long flicky haired sort of bloke on with the thing like with the buttons undone here and the you know, all of that sort of stuff, right? That floats people's boats. And then it was yes, the shampoo, the guy that's walking down the beach in the Bahamas, like whopping his dick over his shoulder, and, you know, like that, walking down the, you know, and there was all these, you know, adverts had this in and that, and then there was the Brad Pitt thing, was like the tight everywhere, tight. And in the 60s was the hairy, 50s and 60s and the sort of early 70s.
The old,
the hairy chest.
Sean Connery.
It was the hairy chest.
Medallion.
Chest. Yeah, you know. So there's been, over periods of times, there's been things that women like that men are supposed to pick up on and be like, right? We've got to be more sensitive, or we've got to be more masculine, or we've got to, or it's the dad thing and the dad bod and the, right? So why is it I've got to pick up on all those things, but she can't pick up on the fact that I want a new 9 amp DeWalt battery or a set of levels? Do you know what I mean? Because they're the things that I don't sit at home at night and watch TV and think she's fit. I sit home while my missus is watching EastEnders, going, I know Makita do a coffee machine, but I wonder if DeWalt do a coffee machine. And we'll be doing this. This has happened to me. This has fucking happened to me, right? So basically, we were doing this, like, we were having this like chat, and it was all like Roman. She's talking to me, and like we're looking like dreamily into. Well, she thinks I'm looking dreamily into like the distance as she's talking, and she says to me, "What are you thinking?" And I go, I wonder if a DeWalt blower is powerful enough with the batteries because and she was like, what? And I was like, well, I really want a still one.
You asked.
I want a petrol still blower, right? But they're expensive, and I've got the battery. I've already got all the DeWalt stuff. So if I get the DeWalt blower and I can click the battery on, is that going to be good enough, or am I going to have to bite the bullet and spend that for the still?
The whole, yeah.
And apparently that was the wrong answer. She asked me what I was thinking.
You asked a question.
Yeah.
You're not always going to get the answer you like.
I had to go on. Well, she didn't have the answer. I had to go on YouTube in the end and put in like petrol versus battery blowers, and then watch some bloke in America talk. We got this blower from.
And then did she say, What are you watching?
Yeah.
Well,
Not fucking EastEnders because. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's. But I think I can't think of anything I want more than a nice set of levels now. So.
well, I hope. I fear that you might not get it, but I hope you do get it on Thursday, mate. I hope you do get a new set of levels.
Well, we'll see. Wednesday,
And another
we
scratch
beat
card.
the Netherlands. Thursday, I get a new set of levels and a scratch card. And then we'll see you after the final, boys. Monday, Sunday is the match.
Sunday is the final.
Sunday
yes.
is the final. Of course, it's Sunday because they don't want to encourage everyone getting pissed up and then
Well, that's not really work, is
us getting knocked out by France and then going out and beating the shit out of anyone with an accent, which is generally what the Brits do.
Renaults.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Who
trashed
was
all
it
over
that-
the country,
was
like
it we got-
upside down Renaults
Yeah,
in ditches.
we got knocked out by some random team. We're going beating the shit out of Iranians, and it was like we're not Italians, we're Iranian, and they were like, "You don't give a fuck, man."
But your
And they were
flag
like,
looks a bit the same. It's like,
No, it wasn't even that. It was that you've got a slight accent. You've got an accent, so therefore you're foreign. So if you're foreign, you're practically Italian. So we're going to beat the shit out of you. That was the thing. We've got to get that out of British culture, but
we can avoid all of that happening.
that stupidity.
Just by winning it.
It weren't their fault. It weren't their
We-
fault for going beating
just
up
it-
Iranians
just it-
because
if-
they looked slightly Mediterranean
Yeah.
and they could have been Italian, so
If-
they beat the crap out of a Turkish kebab owner.
If lots of people that are from a country that
All
we
that
don't
could-
beat in the
all
final
that-
on
all
Sunday,
that could have been avoided
Southgate's
if England
fault.
had beat. All that could have been avoided if England beat Italy in the final, and then we wouldn't
Just
have
win it.
people go out
Sake.
beating up Iranians because they look a little bit Mediterranean, and they could have been somehow or
there
other.
could be a lot of car
lineage.
crime averted
Averted.
just by winning the fucking thing.
Anyway, I don't keep looking at my nails. They're actually clean. My nails are never clean. My nails are caked in dirt always, and I've got clean. I'm like a woman, aren't I? You know, got nails actually.
Maybe you should ask for a nail brush. Another scratch card.
I've got nice nails.
There you
I
go.
cut them for a while.
No,
Do
they're
you
not
eat
bad
yours?
actually.
You bite yours?
No, these are they're clips.
You are
They're clips. They are clips. They're clips. Yeah.
Yeah. I was always told
Not
to
bad, though.
clip them straight and not curve. You curve yours.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Hey, see?
It's a dangerous
one
game,
for the,
though.
one for the women.
Dangerous game.
Talking about nails. Have a word. See, we span out over a wide range of views. We can talk about nails,
Anything.
anything.
Anything goes here.
Disco music for the gays.
Anything. Yeah.
That's it. Right, let's go. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, and see you later.
Ta-da.